Bowl sides. I need a fine dime with some Super Bowl thighs. You say you the truth, that's a Super Bowl lie. I flex on a nigga like a super swole guy. You come into the squad and you super gon' die. I make it look easy and I super don't try. It's funny, everybody always looking up to me, but I've always been a super short guy. Bye.
What is going on, guys? This is JWAGS 412. And first I just want to say, please excuse my voice. I am stuffed up like hell. It's that time of the fucking year. So what a show, huh? What a show. The 2023 Video Game Awards, hosted by Jeff Keighley. What a fucking treat for us gamers, huh? What a game full of exciting announcements. World premieres, 15 of them. Game Pass ads. Jeff Keighley talking to a fucking puppet!
Check this out.
Got the case board. Yeah, that's quite a conspiracy you've uncovered.
I know. You probably think I'm obsessed with chickens, and I can't appreciate video games beyond this one very specific interest.
I mean, yeah, I think we're all thinking that.
Yeah, maybe.
What in the fuck is this about, bro? Jeff Keighley, nobody gives a fuck about your obsession with the Muppets. God, that shit is corny, bro. And this show is riddled with shit like this. With filler shit like this. With shit that just kills the pace, man. The pacing for this show and the way it's presented is all over the place. It does not flow well together. I was bored to death watching this. I literally wanted to fall asleep watching this entire show. World premiere. And then they show some fucking 2D bullshit. Why the fuck do we buy PS5s and Xbox Series X's and the newest graphics cards? Like, honestly, why the fuck are we buying all this new hardware all the time when most of the games we're getting, like 90+% of the games we're getting are looking like some bullshit like, Cocoon and shit like that. Dave the Diver, games like that. Not saying I don't like them kind of games. I like indie games. But Jesus Christ, this show was full of that shit. I would at least once want to see like a fucking graphical powerhouse. And no, Hellblade 2 ain't that fucking game. We'll talk about all that shit. But first off, let's get to this Blade announcement. So Xbox finally gets a Marvel licensed game, with Blade being the main character. I fucking love Blade. But I'll tell you what, I saw this trailer, and the immediate art style, and this shit immediately looks just like what? Redfall. The studio that just made, arguably, in my opinion, I think, the worst vampire game I've ever fucking played or seen, and now they're gonna make another vampire game, and people were saying, oh no, that was Arcane Austin, this is a different studio. I don't give a fuck. The art style looks exactly the same. If they did not throw a fucking blade on the end of this after the trailer, I would have thought this was a goddamn Redfall DLC. And the worst part about it is this isn't even gameplay. This isn't even, I don't think, a fucking in-game cinematic. It's just a trailer. And even in the trailer, it looks shitty. I'm not hating about the art style, bro. I understand art styles. But this shit, like, this is a first-party Xbox game, right? First party. Power your dreams. World's most powerful console. All that fucking horse shit that we keep hearing. So why is a first-party fucking superhero game coming out looking like this? Where the fuck is the budget behind a game like Blade? It's not fucking there, because they downgraded this shit and downscaled it, I guarantee you, to fit that Game Pass model. There's absolutely zero reason why they should be using this fucking art style. Maybe Arcane isn't capable of making a fucking realistic looking game. Well, get someone the fuck else to do it then. Xbox has all this fucking money, the most powerful console on the market. So why is this game, just from the fucking trailer we've seen, not look even a quarter as good graphically as, let's say, Spider-Man 2? But JWAGS, it's not all about the art style. It's not all about graphics. What about the gameplay? I understand what you're saying. I get that. Gameplay is king. But when they're marketing this shit as the world's most powerful console, power your dreams, their sole marketing for this shit is the power. They keep toting the power. Where the fuck is it? Because this seems like a good opportunity to showcase that. And a game like Blade needs to be graphic, gritty. They say it's going to be rated mature, which is good, but I don't think its art style is going to really deliver that oomph that this fucking franchise is going to need. That Blade franchise is known for. Blood, guts, gore. This could be a very toned down version of that, and that's why I'm not fucking with it. Make no mistake that this Blade game needed like realistic looking graphics, like a different engine. It needed to look authentic. And of course, because of this fucking Xbox Game Pass model, it's looking like a Redfall 2.0. And this shit fucking kills me. It kills me that Arcane just released, like I said, the worst vampire game fucking ever. And they just announced that they're working on yet another vampire game. Like, are you fucking with me? Sad to say, I can already tell you, confidently, wholeheartedly, that Blade game is going to be trash purely because Xbox is handling it, and I have no faith in Arcane. And not to mention the fact that they just announced this shit, so, what is it, 2023? So we're probably not going to see this shit till what, 2027, 2028? Fantastic. The big thing about Blade now is not about, like, people saw the trailer and nobody's talking about, like, how hyped they are for the trailer or how it's going to look or how it's going to play. People are talking about, is it exclusive or not to Xbox Series S and X and Steam? That's the big question. Everyone wants to know, is it exclusive or not? Because Xbox is not specified. It was not the trailer. They've reached out to Bethesda for comment, and Bethesda has not replied to them. They refuse to answer for some fucking reason, which tells me it's probably going to PlayStation Day 1. Now, do I think it's the right move? I really don't give a fuck. I think Xbox is going to do what they're going to do, and they're probably going to put all their games going forward pretty soon here on other platforms like they have fucking said. If it does come to PlayStation, cool. I'll play it there day one. If it's only on Xbox and Steam, cool. I'll play it on one of those day one. I don't give a fuck because I got all of it. You know, it's funny too. Somebody said on my Facebook page, they said, what the fuck was Blade listening to in that barbershop? It sounds like this.
I've got the sauce, no ketchup, just sauce, raw sauce. Boom, yo, God, the thing goes grrrr, pop, 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 skitty kid, pop, pop, and the poop, poop, poop.
Next up is Kojima's new game in association with Xbox Studios. This cloud game that we know nothing fucking about, that a trailer they show nothing about. I'm not gonna touch on this fucking thing, on this game, whatever fuck it is, long, because there's nothing to fucking talk about, because they didn't show anything, they didn't explain anything, but yet somehow people are hyped for this. People are fucking sucking them off and sucking Kojima off for something we have no fucking clue what this is.
The kind zingy fox, the jabbering crab, and the mad whale, and started venting and quacking.
The hungry purple dinosaurs ate the kind zingy fox.
I shit you not, that was it. That was the entire fucking trailer. Are these talking about something with fucking foxes? I don't fucking know. I have no clue. But then they end it with for all players and screamers. And then I'm gonna let you listen to what Kojima said this game was kind of about, or what his vision's going for. But this shit confuses the fuck out of me.
So I'd really like to always challenge new things, groundbreaking things, and that's my kind of rule. But this one, with help of Xbox Game Studios and using their cloud gaming technology, I'm kind of doing this together. But it's really to make immersive, and also something that no one has seen before is what I'm trying to do. And it is a game, don't get me wrong, but it's at the same time a movie, but at the same time a new form of media.
Why the fuck would he say that?
Bro, what the fuck did you get out of that? Like, you, person listening to this fucking video, what did you get out of that? It's not a game. It is a game, don't get me wrong, but it's also a movie, but it's also a new form of entertainment. It's cloud streaming. What the fuck is it? What the fuck is this about? They announced this shit last year. He said it was gonna be something with cloud streaming, and then they brought Jordan Peele on the stage talking about how he's a part of this, and they got other people and sucking Kojima off, and people were like, oh shit, OD's gonna be that shit. I know Kojima makes good games, but I cannot hype up something that I have no clue what the fuck it's about, and it sounds like that they don't even know what the fuck this game is about yet.
pretty stories and you're all made up theory. And mama gave me a magic clicker. Well, yes, I think it's true and fair to say.
No, no! Get that fucking song out of my head!
Oh, somebody kill me, please! Somebody kill me, please! On my knees! Pretty, pretty, please! Kill me! I want to die! Put a bullet in my head!
Fuck Alan Wake 2, who won way more shit than it deserved. Next up, we got Christopher Judge, the voice actor behind Kratos, who really hurts some people's feelings with this comment.
My speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign.
What? Say what? Say what? Yeah, bro. That's what everybody's talking about, more so than any game that was brought up in the Game Awards, more than any awards, more than anything game-related. People were talking about how Christopher Judge said that his speech last year was longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign. And it was a joke sprinkled in truth. It was a good fucking joke. The Call of Duty campaign was short as shit this year, like 5 hours. That's fucking bullshit. And it's because it's so, now because it's Xbox owned, right? You got all these fucking pussies going on Twitter and shit like that, posting 2-paragraph tweets. This shouldn't, why would you attack the devs? And fuck you. And this is the point where I was going to read a couple tweets from these guys, but apparently I looked at all their shit and they deleted all that shit because they realized what fucking pussy ass little bitches they sounded like. They were fucking crying, man. This is not, how could you do this to this is supposed to celebrate the devs, not tear them down. Christopher Judge should be ashamed of himself. He should apologize. Suck a dick, you soft fucking, I cannot take it, dude. My heart. Oh, you guys are fucking corny. The only reason people are pissed off about what Christopher Judge said is because it's about Call of Duty, which is owned by who now? Xbox. If he would have said something to the tune of, my speech last year was longer than the wait for factions, people would have been, Chris Judge, he's hilarious, and Xbox would be fucking loving him. But because it's about Call of Duty, because it's a factual fucking statement, the Call of Duty community dunks on him all the fucking time for shit like this. You know, now he's against Xbox tax. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Get over it. It was a joke.
Thank y'all for having me. Good to be here. What's up, everybody? Good to be here with you at the Game Awards. Now, I was going to come out and I was going to say the line that has preceded me all my career, all right, all right, all right. But they told me, they said, no, don't do that. Come out and say, pew, 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 pew. All right, we'll see how that handled.
Well, this was a lot of effort for nothing. Like trying to tell Matthew McConaughey how much he sucks. You know, Matthew, I may not ever get another chance to say this, so I just want to get this off my chest. You are just awful. You're one of the worst actors in the history of film, and I think that you need to go away.
So that was Matthew McConaughey talking about a new game called Exodus, to which he's a voice actor in. You could tell immediately this guy does not play video games, man. He just doesn't. Pew, pew, pew. The game looks okay. I'm kind of fucking tired out on space games. I don't know how many fucking space games we're gonna get. I am fucking burnt out on space games. Can we get something else? To be honest with y'all, Exodus is probably not a game I'm going to pick up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Next up, we got God of War Ragnarok DLC, God of War Valhalla, which is a free DLC update, and looks to be just a roguelike mode. Okay, I guess. It's free, but I'm getting a little goddamn sick and tired of this shit from PlayStation with its little DLC updates. Same with Horizon Zero Dawn, same with Final Fantasy, same with fucking The Last of Us Remastered. Some free DLC, cool. But I want to see some new shit from Sony. So, I can really give a shit less about God of War Ragnarok DLC. I haven't played this shit since it came out, since I beat it. So, I'm damn sure forgot all the controls by now. So, that's probably not something I'm going to go back to either. probably one of the best games I saw at this show, and the only one with actual fucking real gameplay just about, was Rise of Ronin. This game looks pretty good. The combat looks fluid. It looks a little janky here and there, but graphically it looks pretty good. And I really like the concept. Now, this is not the first by any means, samurai game, like Ninja, Dynasty, that kind of whole time period. But I think it's really cool to introduce some, like, modern weapons in this thing. You got, like, revolvers and some other guns with the samurai shit. So it's a cool concept. The combat looks good enough. We'll see about the story. But I'm very interested in Rise of Ronin, for me, is a day one pickup. This next game is what you could say, I guess, having the most intrigue in the whole show. This is from Supermassive Games and in collaboration with the people from Dead by Daylight. It's called The Casting of Frank Stone. Now, in a recurring theme with this show, they did not show much really about anything about what this game is about. You can assume from Supermassive Games it's going to be a story-driven, pick your own adventure, your choices matter kind of game in association with Dead by Daylight. So I'm not sure exactly what kind of game it's going to be, but this looks like a game that's right up my alley, and it's something I'll probably definitely check out day one, even though Supermassive Games has been disappointing as of late. The Quarry fucking sucked ass. Hands down, their worst game to date, and then Switchback VR released a blurry fucking broken mess on PSVR 2, so hopefully they get their shit together. But this is a game I'm definitely going to check out day one whenever it drops. Nah, this game looks dope. This is a game called The First Berserker, and I just beat Liza P, so I'm in need of another Souls-like game like this. This shit looks, the combat looks pretty incredible, and it's a game I'll also pick up day one when it drops.
Until the very last beat fades away.
Now let's get on the topic of Hellblade 2. Now, does Hellblade 2 look bad? No, it does not look bad. But again, they're showing this trailer in a way that kind of shows you something without showing you something. Visually, it looks pretty good. It looks okay. It don't look better than other games that come out this generation. It don't look better than like a Horizon Forbidden West graphically. But everybody's acting like this is just like that graphical powerhouse that we've never seen before, and this is next generation defining, and this is what next... I don't see that here. I don't see that here graphically with anything they're showing. And the combat to me looks very, very weird. Almost looks like it's on rails. All I see is like 1v1 situations with a very close camera. And what they show in this trailer is not a lot of combat variety in the combat. You have a dodge or a parry system, and it looks pretty simplistic. The problem here is that this trailer was not the right trailer to show. They didn't even need a trailer. They needed like let's say a 3-4 minute segment of like in-game, like the game starts up or some portion of the game where you're actually playing. Whatever happened to that shit? Whatever happened to like somebody actually like holding a controller on stage and playing the game, presenting this is what the game is going to be, this is what it's going to play like, and you can see it here live in person. Because from what we were shown, I'm still unsure how this game is going to look, play, and feel. It's still very much up in the air. But the fact they released the first trailer in 2019, and here we are 4 years later, and they released a release date of 2024, not even official release date yet, is a fucking L. But more so than that, people thought, I've been saying this to people who know Xbox or know video games would know this, Hellblade 2 isn't that game. Hellblade 2 is not going to break the mold. Hellblade 2 is not going to put Xbox back on top. It's not going to turn heads. Hellblade 1 was a very niche game when it released on the PS4 originally. And then when it came on Xbox, all of a sudden Xbox guys were like, oh yeah, this game's cool because Xbox owned it then. But Hellblade 1 was not very popular. Hellblade 1 did not sell very well. So I don't know why people are confused or like, just cannot fathom why this game never really had much hype to begin with. Matter of fact, let's listen to a little video clip right now.
Hellblade 2. So this is actually the Xbox trailer, but when you watch this, go watch it on Xbox. I'll link to it in the description below. But Hellblade 2 looks so insanely good. I cannot believe people are not reacting a little bit more hype for this trailer. Sure, Blade is obviously the one that steals the limelight, but this is near photorealistic characters. The environments are gorgeous. We got to see combat for the first time. We got to see the evolution of where Hellblade was when it launched several years ago. And look at the detail in these characters' faces. It's insane.
This guy is honestly overselling how this game looks visually. If you ask me, the Plato Requiem already just looks better than this game already. And if you played Plato Requiem, especially on a PC, you know exactly what I mean. But this guy is a video game journalist, right? He works for IGN. This guy does this for a living. And he can't fathom, he can't understand why there's no hype for Hellblade 2, because Hellblade 2 just is not that game. It's never been that game. And from what they showed, it got nobody really excited. So Hellblade 2, the jury is still very much out. I'm going to check this game out. Like I say, I'm not saying it looks like a decent game, but we still don't know enough about it to know. And we don't know when it's coming out. Sometime next year is what they said. But at this point in time, man, we should have a solid release date yet. Because it says 2024, but don't forget that Starfield Redfall was supposed to come out 2022, and look how the fuck that ended up. So we'll see about Hellblade 2 and how it's going to turn out, how it's going to be, how it's going to rate shit like that. We still don't know much about it. Obviously, I'm not going to cover every single game that was announced here. There were a lot of games announced, but the first Descendant looks very good. I'm going to check that out. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, of course. I'm really just not into Atlas games. The only Persona I beat is Persona 3 Portable. I put like 80 hours to do it. I liked it, but not enough to start the new ones yet. I might get back to them someday, but for Atlas's new game, for me, it's not really my cup of tea. But let me tell you guys one genre that I am truly sick of. One genre that I am truly sick of this entire generation and last generation, and that is first-person stealth horror games. I cannot stand it. The market is fucking flooded, man. There are too many of them, and to me, they're not enjoyable. Like, so many Amnesias and Outlast clones, and this shit's just running rampant, man. And I played a Jurassic Park game on PSVR 2, and it was just like a stealth, like, survival horror game where you can't fight back, you gotta hide the whole time. I could not stand that shit for my everyday. And so that brings me to this new game. They got this new Jurassic Park game, where it's once again, a first-person survival kind of game. Now, graphically, it looks pretty good. It looks interesting. It looks like it stays true to the lore. I like all that. But for the love of God, can we get a Jurassic Park game where I can fucking defend myself at least, or try to shoot back, or have a goddamn bat, or a pistol, or something, man? I am tired of having to hide from dinosaurs and monsters. I hate that shit. Please, if that's what route you want to go, man, make your game with the option for stealth and combat. That's the best way to do it. You can approach the situation stealthily, or you can approach the situation run and gun, however you choose to do it. But to limit it to just, you have no weapons, you gotta hide, you gotta go fucking sneak past these dinosaurs and press the button or go start a generator and don't make any noise. I cannot stand that shit. How many times we gotta fucking hide in the locker? The only game that I really enjoyed that with, like, of recent years was Alien Isolation, and even that game still gave you a couple things here and there to defend yourself, or at least later game like ward the alien off with a flamethrower, shit like that. But sorry about that quick rant, man, but I'm not gonna pick that Jurassic Park game up. They can keep that shit. I am tired of fucking hiding from shit. I want to shoot some shit. And the game is even called Jurassic Park Survive. No thank you. So let's talk about some of the awards. Right now, I really do not give a shit, honestly, guys, about any of the awards. I don't care who won Game of the Year, which obviously we all knew was going to happen. Baldur's Gate 3, that shit is all based on a popularity contest. I'm not saying Baldur's Gate's a bad game. I bought it. I have 20 hours into it. It's not something I've really been able to get into yet. Yeah, like, you got the Dungeons and Dragons shit and the extensive dialogue tree and so many directions. It is a great game, and I think it deserves Game of the Year. But what people have to realize is the Game of the Year, it really isn't based on, is it actually the best Game of the Year, graphically, technically, gameplay-wise. It is strictly a popularity contest. And Baldur's Gate 3 was the most popular. We saw how well it sold. We saw the hype and buzz around it. We knew from the beginning this shit was going to win when it was announced as a nominee. Nobody had any doubt in their mind that Baldur's Gate 3 was winning Game of the Year, and it did. They got some of this nominee shit correct. Now, do I care if Spider-Man 2 won nothing? No, I don't give a fuck at all. I really don't. Spider-Man 2 was a great game, but there were games more deserving, I feel, for the Game of the Year. Or even for audio design, for story. I don't think Spider-Man 2's story was all that good. So like Spider-Man is a great game, but no, I'm not fucking mad at Spider-Man 2 getting announced. How's that affect me in the slightest? The one thing I will say was Hi-Fi Rush getting best audio design over something like goddamn Dead Space is pretty ridiculous. For those of you who played the Dead Space remake, put a pair of 3D audio headphones on Dead Space remake. Tell me that audio did not deserve the best audio of the year. That shit right there is a little goddamn weird. Alan Wake 2, best art design or whatever it was. I don't know, man. Over Lies of P and some other ones. Alan Wake 2, best art design for what? For a fucking old folks home? For a very small city area? For a miniature amusement park? For a bunch of woods? Best art direction? I don't agree with that one. But let's talk about some games that did not show up at the Game Awards. Two of which are my most highly anticipated games I'm looking forward to, like, at all, whenever they release. And that is Death Stranding 2. Where the fuck was that at? I want to see more about Death Stranding 2. There was nobody found. It wasn't mentioned. Where is Stellar Blade? Where the fuck is that game at? What is the deal with Silent Hill 2, which I'm looking forward to? What the fuck is the deal with that? So this game really didn't have anything, like, for me I was looking forward to. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see more on that game. There was not much of that for me here. It'd been nice if somebody would have showed maybe even just a teaser or something slightly about Wolverine, but we didn't get that either. So that was for me, a big disappointment. And that's like I said with Game Awards, man. I really didn't enjoy this show too much. It was very, I think next year, honestly, I'm going to watch, like, you know, people make, like, compressed versions that, like, they're, like, maybe 10 minutes long and show all the game reveals and all the key moments. I'm going to do some shit like that, man, because this shit is just a bore to watch anymore. It's presented horribly. Keeley is just a corny-ass dude, man. He's a terrible presenter. The music numbers, nobody gives a fuck about who's watching this show. From the corny celebrity cameos and just the package as a whole is just not entertaining to watch. I think King Thrash made a video game award show that I helped a little bit with last year, and I thought that was, you know, way more entertaining than this shit. And that's, you know, no fucking budget, just a bunch of guys on YouTube throwing some clips together. For me, the show is a 6 out of 10, man. There wasn't any reveals here that got you super hyped, me anyway. It's not like back in E3 days when they were like, you know, world premiere. You're like, oh, shit! Like something you weren't expecting, some big budget AAA game. You're like, man, I cannot believe that shit. And people were talking about it for days, like, yo, keep believing. There was nothing like that here. Blade wasn't it, you know, Hellblade 2's not it. There was no game like that they announced here where people, it was like over the top, you know, hype level. Not like a, you know, like a GTA 6 reveal trailer or some shit like that. So for me, you know, these shows just ain't more about marketing. They're more about, you know, it's a big marketing ad for these games. They're not really, to me anyway, not really geared towards their audience, the people who are interested in watching this shit. You know, like the gamers that want to watch this show. Even the category sometimes, I'm like, you know, best esports player. Who gives a fuck? Best esports coach. Who gives a fuck about that? The categories. How about like a simple like best horror game? Best gameplay, shit like that, shit that matters, shit that gamers care about. All that this, it's just so out of whack. These Game Awards shows, man, and like, so don't put much stock in this shit, because no matter what happened, whatever games you like this year, the games are gonna change. If it didn't get nominated for a game of the year, didn't get nominated for anything, if you still love that game that you're playing right now, it does not affect the game in the slightest. You're gonna still have a great time with that game if that's a game that you like. If anything, it's just a conversation starter. It just starts a dialogue between gamers, and that's shit I like to talk about. But except for this time, guys, what you guys think of the Game Awards? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. As always, good luck, have fun, power your dreams. Except for this time, thanks.